Hey, how you doing? In this one we're going to learn purple Hooter shot. Good to see you again. Here's another one of my personal favorite shots, the purple Hooter. And all you need to make this is a small rocks glass or an oversized shot or shooter glass, mixing tin, strainer, and then your three ingredients are going to be vodka, raspberry liqueur, and triple sec. Now there's a few different variations of this shooter. I've seen this thing made with 7-Up instead of triple sec. I've seen this actually made as a strained like up cocktail in a martini glass. But today we're just gonna make it as a shooter, as this is generally how you're gonna make it when you're working in a bar. Okay, so purple Hooters, vodka, raspberry liqueur, which a lot of times you'll see this in the recipe as as Chambord, which is those short little squatty round bottles. They're pretty cool. It's like a dark purple color. And that's basically just a fancy version of just generic raspberry liqueur. And then of course we have triple sec, which triple sec is always usually gonna be pretty cheap, so you just use whatever. If you wanted to get fancy with an orange liqueur in this for some reason, then you could put like a Cointreau instead of the triple sec. Where did I put pour spouts? Since we're supposed to be practicing as working bartenders, maybe I should put the pour spouts on. In between my videos, I take these pour spouts off and put the tops back on them, or you can get the little caps that go on these things. Because what happens if you leave these open, especially if they're kind of sweet liqueur, what can happen is you can get bugs and critters in there. And then on your nice alcohols, you can actually get evaporation. So you'll actually lose some of your bottles. So that's why after you're done making, either put caps on them or I just put the tops back on them in between these videos for you guys. All right, pointless story over. Moving on. Now, real simple. Again, this is like most other shooters. You could pour it just straight into the glass, which each of these ingredients, I like to just kind of pour them into a shaker tin, stir it up a little bit or shake it a little bit, and then straining it out. That's the easiest way to do it, especially if you're making multiple shooters. So you don't need a lot of ice, just a little bit. And also I've seen these where the triple sec is a reduced amount, so it's more like a 3-to-1 kind of a thing. Just to keep it simple, and how I've always done this, I just do equal parts with shooters. Cool thing with shooters, you can kind of be sloppy with these, and so you just kind of roughly keep them the same. Sometimes it's important that you need to be accurate in making sure that there's specific amounts of ingredients, and in that specific case, if I make a video for you guys or when I make videos like that, I'll tell you. But generally with shooters, you can kind of just be a little bit sloppy and just roughly about this equal amount of each of the ingredients. So I think we'll do something like a 3 count of each of these guys. So 1, 2, 3 of our raspberry and triple sec, and then 1, 2, 3. Don't have to get crazy with it. You're kind of just mixing up the ingredients. However, a little trick, if you are making a lot of these things for some customers at a bar, a good way to stretch your pour cost is to kind of shake this, give this a few extra shakes, because it will stretch the ingredients. Say if I'm making like 7 shots, I'll put enough in there for like 3 or 4 at a time, and then just kind of fill them up. And what you'll be surprised is you usually will stretch like over 7 shots. You might only pour alcohol for 5 or 6 of those. Does that make sense? And then you just strain this on out of there. Now if you're making this with Chambord, it's a little darker. You can put a little splash of cranberry in this if you want to give it a little bit of purple color without like affecting the flavor a whole lot. And there you go. So there's roughly, you know, a little about 2.5, probably about a 2.5 ounce purple Hooter shot. So those are delicious. And again, that's all alcohol, so that's a dangerous drink. Remember, our responsibility as bartenders, keep an eye on our patrons, especially if they're drinking shots where it's just a lot of alcohol is going down quickly. All right, so there's a purple Hooter. If you've had this one before, or if it's one of your favorites, or if you have another recipe, then feel free to share in the comments below. And that'll do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. I'm Jason. This has been making you a bartending pro. Take care.